Hello, everyone, and welcome to Kasha Sewing and Fashion Center. My name is Brenda Holtz, and I am here to share with you today Sewism number 5 of things you will not get in a sewing class. Now, if you have not started your sewing journey, I suggest you check out my So Amazing online courses. They will take you from beginner to advanced sewing classes and give you the knowledge to get you started on your sewing journey. Remember, sewing is 30% skill-based and 70% knowledge-based. It's all about what you know. So today's Sewism I'm going to be sharing with you today is machine maintenance. We have to take care of our sewing equipment so that we will be able to do the things we love and love the things we do. And we need equipment that's going to be good and ready to work for us, okay? So I have 4 pointers I want to share with you in terms of keeping your machine in good condition. You, first of all, need to be able to know how to oil and to clean your sewing machine, because as you sew, you get a lot of lint in your sewing machine from your thread and also from your fabrics. So whatever kind of fabric you're using, because some fabrics are very ravelly, some are very furry, some are very, linty. So you want to make sure that you can clean that out of your sewing machine, especially if you're using that type of fabric after that particular project. Don't wait 2-3 projects down the road to clean the lint out of your sewing machine, because it would have really piled up by that time if you're using a fabric that is very ravelly or very shedding. It just sheds all over the place. So you want to be able to clean that out so that you can start your next project without having any particular problems. Okay, so afterwards, just clean that machine out after you use it. And what I usually do is take my little throat plate off too, as well as the head over my machine in the front. I take that off too, because you get lint from the thread, you get lint from the fabric, and you clean that out of the machine and work a whole lot better. So I suggest you listen to your machine and the sounds that it makes, because many sewers who have been sewing for a long time on the same machine can hear certain things that's going on in their sewing machine. And when it sounds really strange, they know something is either wrong or maybe they need to clean their sewing machine. Because sometimes your machine will just not sew. It's just got so much lint in there. And sometimes I pulled big lint balls out of my machine when I was sewing. So I know it was really time for me to clean my machine out. So check out your machine if it starts to sound really strange before you start to sew again, because you can get your sewing machine out of line if you push your machine beyond what it's capable of doing at that particular time with all that lint in there. So just make sure that you have cleaned that out so that you don't get it out of line and have to take it to a service department to have it professionally serviced. Number 2, before you put any oil in your sewing machine, check your owner's manual, because your machine may or may not need oil, but if it does, you need to know where to put the oil. Please do not put oil in your motor, because if you do, you could ruin the motor on your sewing machine, and you will have to have it either serviced, or you may have to get a new motor or a new sewing machine. Now, if you use all of these things that I've told you about, you should be able to do regular maintenance on it yourself. You want to clean it out, you want to oil it, and you want to have it professionally serviced at some point in time. Occasionally, you don't have to do it all the time. I mean, I've had mine professionally serviced maybe every 5 years, because I do that regular maintenance, cleaning it out and oiling it too. So check it out before you take it to a service, because you can do a lot of that maintenance yourself. Number 3. Use your machine as often as possible, because if you have allowed your machine to sit in the closet for 40 years, more than likely the belts are dried out and the oil has settled in the bottom of your sewing machine. So before you sew on it, you probably need to check that out and have it checked out professionally, because they can tell whether or not the belts are still good and that the oil is still in the machine, it's not settled to the bottom. So you want to be sure that those things are working properly, because even if it's a no sewing machine, it may not work properly because it's just, everything's dried up and settled out. And it makes lots of noisy sounds because it doesn't have the oil that it needs in the sewing machine. So if it hasn't been used for extended periods of time, bring it out, do your regular maintenance on it. And if that doesn't work, then take it to a professional service dealership that would service your machine professionally. Okay, one last thing, and that's number 4, is I found this little book called Stitchology. And it is a sewing machine tune-up guide. It would help you to be able to do all of your regular tune-up maintenances yourself, because if you can keep your maintenance up, you don't have to go take it in professional to get it professionally done for, maybe 4 or 5 years if you're continually doing this. Okay, this little book says it will save you money if you do your own maintenance. And it says it's written in layman's terms. Okay, that means that we can understand what is going on in this book as you read it. And it has lots of pictures, and it tells you about how to troubleshoot, what is happening. If this is happening to your machine, this is what you need to do. Now, I don't know if this book is still in print or not. You can go online and see if you can find it. I think it'll be worth the effort to have this little book in your arsenal, because you can check this book out before you decide to go and get your machine serviced professionally, because nowadays to get your machine serviced, it's over $100, and sometimes that's more than the machine costs. So get this little book, and I'll just show you who the author is because I cannot pronounce his name, but it's Douglas Niels something or another. So I suggest you write that down and make a note of it, and then go do some research, maybe like on Amazon Books or something like that, to see if you can find it. Okay, so if any of these Sewisms today have benefited you in any way, I suggest you hit the like button. And if you want to be notified of upcoming videos, I suggest you hit the subscribe button. And if you want to make a comment, I suggest you make a comment on your own maintenance that you do. Okay, that is all I have for you today. I hope to see you in the next video. Sewism number 6. Bye for now.